Former Major League pitcher Curt Schilling should get the Father of the Year award here. That as he sent out a tweet congratulating his daughter, who's soon going to be a part of the Salve Regina softball team. That's a college in Rhode Island. Schilling tweeted, "Congrats to Gabby Schilling, who will pitch for the Seahawks next year." All seemed to be fine until two men, who it turned out were from New Jersey, began tweeting sexually explicit remarks about Schilling's daughter. The comments so graphic here, I couldn't put any of them on the air, but they reference rape, also other acts, sexual violence. He responded to some of them, posted screenshots eventually of their tweets after he asked them to cut it out, and they kept getting more and more graphically violent. And Schilling said, "I was a jock my whole life. I played sports, baseball since I was 5 till I retired at 41. I know clubhouses. I lived in a dorm. I get it. Guys will be guys. Guys will say dumb crap often, but I can't ever remember drunk in a clubhouse with best friends with anyone ever speaking to someone like this." Now, one of the men turned out that was identified through this, because as he said, with Google you can get to who these folks are, was a ticket seller for the Yankees, and he was fired within minutes after his identification by his team. And there was another person at a college radio station who was also fired from his post there as well. I'm sure back when you were county exec and cyberbullying became more and more of a unfortunate reality at schools, there's been a helplessness that a lot of people felt that they couldn't really fight back against some of this. I know it's a single instance, but I am so happy that people don't, just take this conceivably anymore and just accept it as these trolls will get away with it. And secondarily, I love how some people out there, 99% of the people were so happy by what happened, but 1% were like, hey, people were just saying what they think. This is a 17-year-old kid. You can't say these things. Just because we have microphones on, we're held accountable for our words. You decide to go in a public forum and then say awful, threatening things to a minor here and believe that you don't have consequences. It's an indictment of how coarse our culture and our language has gotten today. I can't tell you how happy I am that finally there's some punishment for people who think you can do this without any kind of consequence. And I don't know. Listen, I'm a Yankee fan, so to praise Curt Schilling's tough, but I think deserve it today.
Oh, I think so. And you know, I think we all forget that this is a public place to share comments, and it becomes public. These folks wouldn't say this, these guys might, but most people wouldn't in a public arena. But they do it because they feel that somehow they're anonymous. And it's not just this; it's emails. I remember getting emails. Horrible emails. People who are sitting up middle of the night, they just want to rant and rave, and I mean, not as bad as this. I don't mean to say that, but they don't think about it. And we need a culture discussion about the whole process. And I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he did it.
I'm not sure there's more of this, or that the language is worse than it ever was. It's, as you point out, it's the anonymity and the ease of the technology. You know, there always were 2% of the people who were crazy and mean and stupid enough to do this, but there was no easy way for them to do it.
But Richard, if somebody called your office and threatened sexual violence against a loved one of yours, you'd trace the phone call.
Well,
you'd have the cops involved. There's this veil of anonymity. These people think that they can do this. And again, we're talking about minors.
We used to get that stuff all the time. I'm sure you did. Phone calls you could trace, even though the cops didn't really want to get involved in that business. But you'd get it in the mail that were untraceable. So
but this creates this platform or this forum where everyone can join in, and now you have these kids who are feeling sometimes that there's no place they can go.
I don't want to make it seem like I'm minimizing this. It was awful. Schilling did the right thing. I'm just of the view that this is more a function of change in technology than it is in a course in culture. These people were always around and always crazy.
It's interesting, though, the Robin Williams story. You know, the daughter of Robin Williams, who got all that horrible emails on Twitter where she had to actually cancel the account. I mean,
just don't know what kind of a person does things like that. Anyway, when we come back, Andrew's got a conversation with Academy Award nominated actress, a fantastic 11-year-old, Quvonjene Wallace, about her effort to fight childhood hunger, an amazing 11-year-old. We'll have more on that after this.